And we're in, and I nearly missed it because I wasn't expecting it myself. Hello! Hi, everybody! No, it's not your fault, it's my fault. Hello, everybody, and welcome. It is Sunday. It is a Some Other Heroes Day. Welcome to this TTRPG stream with these wonderful queer dungeoneers telling a homebrew story set in a world of skyships and floating islands and strange mysteries and deep magic. My name is Chris. I use he, him pronouns. I have the honour and joy of being the main storyteller and producer for this show. With me are my 4 regular cast members, and today I'm gonna pick on Wayne.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Some Other Heroes. This afternoon, I shall be Wayne, just in case you were wondering, whose pronouns are he, him, and I shall be playing the Dragonborn Rock, whose pronouns are usually he, him, unless he feels otherwise.
Fair. Theo, could you go second, please?
Sure. Hello, I'm Theo. I use they, them pronouns, and I will be playing the half-elf wizard Eugene.
Wonderful.
Who's just a little wizarding guy.
Just a little
Just a
wizarding
little
guy.
guy.
Just a little wizarding guy. Charlie, would you go next, please?
Huh. Yes. Hello, I'm Charlie. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm playing my adorable, fluffy Saw Warlock Satyr Ashling, who also uses she, her.
And last but definitely not least, Michelle.
Hi, Michelle. My pronouns are she, her, and today I will be playing Skia, the tiefling rogue ranger paranoid ball of chaos.
Hey, it's not paranoia if there's factual evidence.
Yeah. I am being hunted. I'm scared.
Wonderful. Before we kick in for today's episode, there's a few regular shout outs we need to do, and we're going to start with our wonderful mods, Bespectacled Man and Hedgehawk UK. You will find them in chat. They are wonderful people. They do an amazing job. They just keep the chat safe and easy for you to enjoy, kick out bots, any inappropriate behavior. If, however, they do miss anything or we miss anything, just whisper one of them, let them know what's going on, and they will take care of it for us. They're amazing. We love them, but they do carry big ban hammers for a reason. Speaking of, well done, Charlie. Thank you.
I just ignore me. I was just clicking about and I accidentally clicked on someone. I apologise.
I'll not ban people for reasons. I'll cast. Not so much
I've
big on the reasons.
got a fucking itchy trigger finger today, so watch yourself.
Watch it.
So maybe leave it to the mods today, Charlie. Thank you.
Right.
Sorry for that one, Sophia. Thank you so much for coming and joining us. Shout out to some of our friends around the internet. We would like to shout out, first off, because Michelle saw them today, Dice and a Slice. Dice and a Slice is the only D&D podcast powered by baked goods. Join Josh, Alicia, Tom and Jazz as they carry on their nautical-themed adventures through a homebrew world of Josh's imagining. It's really, really good. It's very, very exciting. It's lots going on over there at the
I
moment.
thought you were just going to say a homebrew world full of Joshes.
I mean,
Like being John
technically-
Malkovich, but Josh.
I mean,
Joshy Longlegs.
isn't that all homebrew worlds just full of their DMs at the end of the day?
True. That is true.
Rejection.
Oh dear. Secondly, we would like to shout out Forest of Law. Dal and Lane, joined by a wonderful group of other queer dungeoneers and TTRPG players, to do a variety of different stories. They operate at the other end of the day, so we are always hugely grateful when they get up and come and join us for as long as they can. They're wonderful, wonderful people. We love sharing this space with them. You should go and check out everything they're doing. And last but not least, Hedge is here, so that means Misadventurers League are here. Misadventurers League are a UK and European-based TTRPG channel doing a variety of small campaigns. Presently, you can catch Teenagers in Space, happening on a weekly basis, which is an ongoing adventure and lots of fun, and still catch up with their VODs and get up to date on Magic School Shenanigans Done Right with Kids on Brooms. Hedge is doing a wonderful job over there. He has a wonderful team around him. We love them to pieces, and we look forward to everything they do. So catch them where you can. Feels very breezy today. I'm not sure if I've missed anything off. Don't think so.
I think you're just getting slick at it.
Yeah, I think like I've memorized myself a script.
Yeah, it's perfect.
It's great. So, with that out the way, I guess that's all that's left for me to do is to drop the titles.
Yeah.
And we're back.
Oh.
Which just leads me to say, previously on Some Other Heroes.
Every time.
It's just one of those
Drama.
Our friends, the four adventurers who make up Parship Chosen, have been relaxing, gathering their thoughts, and facing down some of their potential problems. Their adventures in New Doan are coming to an end. They have left an indelible mark on the Golden City, one which will be spoken of for generations to come. They met the amazing Pine, a warlock who is friends of Eugene's aunt, who helped Aisling learn how to connect with her patron when he is not around. It seems to have had the positive effect, at least temporarily, returning her vitals to normal and giving her back a connection to Alabaster.
I have
And a
10
pulse.
heartbeats a day now.
Skier and Rock also found out that the dancers, the network of independent, imperial aligned assassins and spies, were being hunted in the city, and that 3 of them had been killed during the recent riots, adding to Skier's ongoing fears that someone is trying to remove the dancers from play. Eugene got to access some more powerful magics in the aspect of a teleportation scroll and a plane shift scroll for later use. And through discussions, they have figured out one of the tasks they will need to do is go to the land of dust and shadows directly to track down Alabaster and see if they can fix the connection on a more permanent basis. In addition, it has been decided loosely that their next destination will be the Albatross, a strange floating city made up of broken down vessels and salvaged wood from the world below. And they had to attend a party wherein they got to talk to Simit Harris, the seat of Sun, directly, who apologised to them because of her general rudeness to them since they've arrived, and asked them, with Taletta, Eugene's grandmother, if they could keep an eye out and make inquiries on Nudoyan's behalf to any powerful dragons that they know, in order to find out more about how the ancient dragons of the city of Corda gave up their immortality. Also, to keep an ear out for any rumours of ways to get to the wild that do not involve going through an AL, the ancient Fey gods who currently rule the lands below. That all said, the Chosen were released into the party, a large gathering of elves, mostly centred around the Eternal Court. And at some point in the next hour or so, they will be asked to present their findings about what happened in the Temple of Stone and the Ways.
God, did we have to have slides prepared?
Oh God. We've done nothing. Eugene's done
We
a whole
didn't do the
presentation.
homework. Eugene did the homework. Eugene, did you do the
all
homework?
asked to put your names on it.
Yeah,
Can we copy it? We'll change it so they don't think it's copied. It's fine.
You're muted, my love.
I'll do some minor illusion to bring it all to life. That counts, right?
Perfect.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know how sometimes there's one person in a group who doesn't do the work and just shows up and expects the same grade? Yeah, Eugene has the opposite problem.
Yep.
He's the only one who does the work.
It's because
We
we
love
trust
you,
his
Eugene.
judgment. Mostly.
So, you are milling around in a large open space. So this is what would normally be the lounge and dining area. It's been cleared out to create more space. Drapes have been placed around the outer edge, providing symbolic representation of all the elf houses. Is that actually playing? So I've been having
Music's
a
changed for me.
couple.
I can hear music.
Yeah,
You
the
can
music's
hear
changed
music.
for me.
I don't know if the people at home can, though.
Oh dear. Mother, do you hear music?
Oh, I think it's just a little quiet. I think it just needs to turn up a bit because I couldn't
Speak
hear
up.
it.
Cool.
Oh no, people can't hear music.
No, they can't
Oh,
hear
no.
music. It's being...
It's not a party without the music.
Do you want me to beatbox?
You can beatbox if you like.
Nope.
Yeah, go on.
Nope. No, I'm good. I'm alright, actually. I haven't warmed up, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
There we
The
go.
tea will do it.
Yeah.
Elves of all kinds are here, although mostly moon elves. Each of the representatives of the Eternal Court are gathered around in small groups. Some of them have aides or assistants with them. The place has been redecorated. Although the moon motif stands the strongest, the other houses are now represented with drapes in the appropriate colour and symbology that represent the forest and the sun and stars and shadow and night. You are politely engaged with by several members of the court. They're not pushing at this point. I think it is very much a social gathering to start with, and then your report will come after that. There are a couple of people who are definitely keen to try and get some time away from you, but they're trying to be time away with you, but they're being a bit more reserved. Bastian definitely would like to talk to you all, as would Ratha Eljar, the Seat of Shadow, the Shadow Elf, who speaks for the Undying Court. So around you, you can see Simit, your grandmother, your grandpère, your aunt is around. She's very close to Stone. Somadir is around. Ratha, Bastian, and Wallendir is quietly sitting talking to Dempsey Littlefellow, who you keep losing track of, but keeps reappearing around the party at different points. It's almost like
a little fellow.
It's almost like if you're not paying attention to Dempsey, you forget that he's there.
Oh, that's so
Oh,
mean. Oh, God.
Dempsey.
Wow.
Oh, no.
We have to solve this. Sack off everything
Yeah,
else. We have to solve
yeah.
this problem.
Yeah,
Never
I
mind the fire
agree.
shield.
Yeah,
Yes.
fuck that. We need to help little Dempsey.
Maybe that's the
Dempsey
way he
seems
likes it.
completly happy and very
Oh, yeah,
chilled.
that's true.
All right,
Yeah.
fine.
Every interaction you've ever had with Dempsey, they're just really happy to be there.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
God.
I think as soon as we're kind of just left to our own devices, I think Rock will immediately kind of grab like a glass of champagne or something, and immediately lapse into full-on like social host, formal sort of typical official functions kind of thing. And so we'll try and just like basically keep everybody entertained with stories and move from group to group and just do his best to kind of make sure that everything feels like a completely normal sort of embassy event kind of thing, because that's what he does. He makes everyone feel at ease and makes sure that he tells them all stories, everyone's laughing, there's lots of jokes, and he's going to be in full kind of performance mode for trying to entertain everyone and keep them at ease for as long as he can.
Love that. Can I have a performance check from you, please? And
Sure.
whilst he's doing that, Michelle?
Yeah, I was gonna say Skier is never more than 10 feet away from Rock, and has the complete opposite vibe. Rock's entertaining people, and then Skier's just stood in a group of people, watching everyone.
Amazing.
Oh,
that's
no,
so
she's
good.
to be fair, she is trying to be like, ha, that's so funny.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
Perfect.
Do you want to do a perception or an insight check, depending on whether you're trying to read people or whether you're just trying to see if there's any
Intimidation
danger around?
I think I'll do perception for now, because I think she's just trying to clock everyone who's here. You belong with you. She's trying to find who's the odd one out, or who can I feel safe around,
Yeah.
who should I keep an eye on. So I'm going to do perception.
I think, Chris, would I know that that's kind of what Skia's doing? Is that something I would kind of know from knowing her role, or is it something I need to do an insight check on?
No, I don't think you need an insight. I think you spent enough time, and Ski has stopped hiding what she is around you three. Skier is very much doing her job in a much more open way around you. So you're a bit young at court to kind of really get a feel for it, but it is the sort of thing that you remember. Her name's gone straight out of her head. Your adopted sister, Millie. Her mum used to do around your mother before.
Got it.
Obviously, she.
Okay,
passed
well, I
away.
think in that case, I think I will. I mean, I'll do my role, but I think just narratively, I will also try and anyone we don't know or anyone that's on the outskirts of a group or whatever, I think Rock will make sure to do the whole oh, I'm sorry, we haven't met. Your name is, and kind of make sure that anytime there is someone to kind of basically try and get as much information for Skier to kind of latch onto as possible.
Yeah.
And also, every now and then, just sort of completely throwing her off guard by going, "Don't you agree, Skier?" when he knows she's not listening.
Yeah, completely.
So you can both.
Oh, okay. That is. Hang on. It's a 24.
24. Everyone is very at ease around Rock. It's very easy, and actually, Skier, you can roll for advantage if you want to see if you can get a higher number.
I had quite a good number. But let's
You
see.
had quite a good number, but can you get a...
I can't get a high number, but
Okay.
it is still it's a 29 perception check.
I didn't think it was
Holy
going to
crap.
get worse, per se. But you know, when you're just like,
29.
you might get a natural 20. You might have it.
I might.
Everyone is... So, Rock, you create this air around you, which it makes everything a little easier, so Eugene doesn't feel like he's the center of attention, and Aisling can be weird, and it's all quite fun and just part of the whole sort of isn't this
quirky.
quartet of quirky people, aren't they wonderful?
He's just so random.
We're
How
not like the
practical,
other
that's correct,
adventurers.
Yeah.
No, we're not like that.
You
We're built different.
you kind of, because there's this, you can see people are kind of almost caught off guard, which means it's much easier for Skier to read them. There's a lot of curiosity. There's some not resentment, but there's some sort of, I would like some answers for how you have changed things around here, how you are responsible for what has befallen our city.
For ripping our hidden city from out of its protection that it's been in for hundreds of years just in a few days.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd want some answers, let's be honest.
Yeah, exactly. You kind of have this wonderful situation where basically everyone wants to ask you all a lot of questions, but the big wigs haven't had their report yet, and they can't. There's a couple of minor nobles who...
No spoilers.
Yeah, also are very taken aback by the fact that this Dragonborn not only dares to talk to them, but makes them feel comfortable and happy, and like it's a nice conversation. But overall, it's generally very good. There is one set of eyes that do kind of seem to be trying to just kind of get a measure of all of you, and it's a moon elf that you've not seen before. She's quite tall, very slim. She has silvery skin as opposed to lilac, and very grey eyes. Makes her look almost like she's almost like her whole colour palette has just been drawn out around her. But she wears this big blue sash around her, which has been decorated with lots of small charms. And she's...
I'm just
she's
picturing Detox.
watching.
I'm just picturing Detox.
I know, in the black and white outfit.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, and she's kind of just trying to take a measure of things, and you do see her and Taletta seem to kind of acknowledge each other quite a lot as they're going around as well.
Okay.
Like, she's clearly someone that Taletta knows well, but she's very, very interested in you.
I'll give these guys the heads up about that. Like,
Over
someone's
the earpiece.
interested.
Ashley
Yeah, can I-
briefly turns away from the buffet table, but not for long.
Can I... Is she engaging with people in general, or is she standing separate from everyone?
It seems that, particularly the moon elves, seem to be engaging with her quite a lot.
Okay.
She seems to be someone important amongst them. Another couple of members of the court, Bastian, stops to talk to her for a while, and there's a general sort of engage, like a kind of a deep sort of, not conspiratorial, but you know Bastian well enough to know that Bastian has always got something up his sleeve.
Yeah.
And it's almost like he's gossiping with her.
Can I try and find Bastian after that?
Yes, absolutely. Very easy.
Literally just in my rounds, we'll just kind of swan up to Bastian and just be like, "Oh, who are you talking to over there? A fascinating person. I noticed. I don't think we've been introduced to them."
Mavil Tamar.
Yo.
I beg pardon.
Mavil Tavar, the Moon Singer.
And they are the Moon Singer. Oh, is that official title or?
It is at present her current title, yes.
Oh, they seem
It
to be quite
is-
important.
Well, I mean, I imagine Taletta would tell you exactly what her duties are more than mine. I could, but from my understanding, it is her duty to make sure that songs and stories are investigated for the truth behind them and then distributed into the world for everybody to share. It's an important role.
How fascinating.
Actually, from what I understand, the two of you share a very similar skill set.
I very much doubt that.
She's a mistress of stories. She was. She started as a writer and a poet, and she worked her way up, and now she takes care of other people's stories instead of writing her own.
I mean, it sounds like a fascinating title and a fascinating role, although, I mean, making everything sort of fit with what's real and true and everything can be a little tedious. I mean, you need a bit of fantasy, surely. One needs some imagination.
Oh, I don't think she lacks for imagination, Rock. I think she's quite fond of it, in fact, but she just needs to make sure that facts being presented are truth, as opposed to serving ulterior motives.
Fair and appropriate given the current circumstances.
Yes.
You having a nice evening?
Oh, I'm always having a nice evening. I am very excited to hear all the things that you have been up to, and I am looking forward to seeing what the rest of the court think.
Well, see, now you've ruined the mood of the party.
Oh my god.
God damn it, Bastian.
Anyway, I'm going to go and talk to those people over there because they seem to be laughing instead of thinking about horrendous interrogations. See you later. And I'm just going to swan off to anywhere else.
It's about an hour in, when the door opens and a young half-elf with lilac skin and blonde hair comes through. And she kind of looks around the room and then kind of runs up to your grandmother and gives her the biggest hug. And there's an exchange, and then Taletta waves you over, Eugene.
Yeah, I go over.
God. More unexpected family.
Eugene, I would like to... I'm sorry it's not in a more personal situation, but unfortunately she has been studying. I'd like to introduce you to your second cousin, Joy. And
Another
Joy holds out a big hand, her hand, and just kind of takes it and just gives you a big, firm handshake. And hi, I'm Joy Krath. Wow, it's really exciting to meet you, and someone closer to my age in the family as well. That's very, very cool. I have so many questions.
Hi. Okay.
In good time. Joy has been up at the Scholastis, so wasn't able to get away, but has special discompensation today because it's quite an important event. So she has been allowed to come home for a few days. And I thought it'd be nice for her to meet you before you have to disappear off on your next mission or adventure. Joy just is this big, broad grin, and you can see ink stains on her fingers and a little bit just behind one ear where she's clearly just rubbed herself and not thought about it. And she could be, facially, your sister. She's not as close as Evelyn and you, but she's definitely related.
Oh, we are twins, so
Yeah.
that would be weird.
Yeah, no, that would be weird.
I mean, not knowing you had a triplet is a whole new level of unexpected family.
I mean, yeah, I guess at this point I wouldn't be that surprised.
Yeah.
So, how have you found the city? I hear you've been doing some really exciting things, and you're a high mage. I am so far off that. I'm still. My firebolts are still burning the bedroom. It's.
Maybe you shouldn't be doing them in your bedroom.
Oh, it's an expression. More of an expression.
Oh, right.
You elves and your crazy expressions.
But yeah, what do you study? What's your magic field?
Oh, I'm a conjuration specialist.
I love conjuration. I'm not very good at conjuration, I have to admit, but I really enjoy it.
What about you?
I'm a diviner. I try and read
cool.
the weave and try and pick out the best threads for everybody and try and help them push them along. I also really like evocation, but I'm not very good at that either. But divining, I'm brilliant at. Like, it's really cool.
I'm sorry, but you've got ink on your face.
It makes it worse. And so let's just stand still.
Oh.
Honestly, it's like I was just excited to get here. I didn't think. Well, it's okay. Eugene will be here all evening, and I don't want to keep you from your friends, but I did want to make sure you had a chance to talk to Joy.
Yeah, it was really nice to meet you.
Yeah, and maybe once I'm powerful and skilled enough, I can come out and see you wherever you are and help. I'd like that.
Oh, yeah, that would be great.
Cool. I'm going to go and find Grandpa because I've got some tricks that I want to show him. He bought me, and she pulls out a deck of fates. I've been getting better at this, so I'm just going to... And she goes pale as her eyes settle on rock. And her thought just trails off. Oh.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, is that your friend?
I look at who she's gesturing at. Do you mean
I thought Eugene was
that-
having a moment.
no. Well, friends, that's
Co-workers.
a complicated term, isn't it?
More colleagues, you know.
Situational.
Yeah.
Wow.
Trauma,
you
more like
mean-
trauma buddies.
Right.
Do you mean Rock? Yeah. He's part of my community. Friend. Yes, we're friends.
It's just I was doing a reading earlier. I'll show you. And she starts going through the deck, and she pulls out a card that is Rock in his black armor with the ice sword in hand.
Is this the same card that we saw before, or is it different?
It's evolved. It's painted in a slightly different style.
Okay.
But it's the same idea, so that this whole idea of Rock as a defender. And at the bottom it says Knight of Dragons.
Nice.
Okay, what does that mean exactly?
I don't know okay, so these decks are...
Because your face is telling me it's a bad thing.
No, it's a good thing. I pulled him in a reading earlier, and he represents... it's hard to say. Like the deck of changes a lot of this time, but the reading kind of gave me the impression that it was about defending what's important and standing by what you care about. And I thought it was kind of saying to me that I should try and offer my services and help the family out, but maybe maybe it was a message to you all. You see these decks, they change. They're attached to the weave, and when new players join the deck, new cards are born or changed. And there used to be a different Knight of Dragons, and they're gone, and your friend is now the Knight of Dragons. I don't know what that means, though.
Okay, what did the card used to look like?
It was a silver dragon, a proper dragon, with a shield and sword. Although some people said that in
Proper dragon.
so like a full-blooded dragon. But although some people said it was a tiefling sometimes when they pulled it.
Interesting.
Wow. I might have a closer look at my cards. If I see anything else that's weird, can I tell you about it?
I mean, yes, unless it's something terrible that like I'm gonna.
Oh, I'm just going to have a look at the card. I'm not going to do a reading unless somebody asks me to.
So, what kind of reading were you doing when you pulled the card that had rock on it?
Really embarrassed. I was just very nervous to meet you, and I just wanted to know it would all be okay, I guess.
There's really no need to be worried to meet me. As you can see, I'm not. I'm very intimidating.
Well, no, but you're amazing, and you're doing all these cool things, and like it probably sounds like a lot of pressure, but we've been waiting to meet you for a long time. And yeah, I think even if you don't know it, I think you being here has just made the family feel really, really alive again.
Well, not all of the family, but some people just can't be helped, I suppose.
Oh, I mean, I've not met him, but I know who you're talking about, and don't worry. I don't even really want to meet him. He can do his own thing. I'm going to give you a hug, if that's okay.
Oh, yeah, sure.
She gives you a brief hug. And then, okay, I'm going to go and talk to Grandpa. And apologise if I pulled a face at your dragon friend.
Can, just as she
People
leaves,
pull faces at
Aisling...
him all the time.
Oh, yeah. Can Aisling sidle up next to Eugene just as she's leaving and be like, with a face full of food, obviously, like, she looked just like you, do you know that?
Not exactly like me.
She looked a lot like you.
Well, that's because we're related, Aisling.
Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You're right, got some quiche. It's really good.
Does it have cheese in it?
Yeah.
I'm
It's actually just
gonna
full
pass.
cheese.
I'm gonna pass on the quiche. But thank you. Yeah, that was my cousin,
Okay.
my second cousin.
Oh my god.
Means.
What's their name?
Joy.
Oh! That's well cute. Okay, I've got to try and remember that one. Joy. Okay. You doing okay?
Yeah, So they have one of those deck of fate things.
The ones that we're in.
Yeah, and she was saying she pulled the card that had rock on it. That's why she was being a bit weird. I don't know.
Is that why
I
she was
don't really
giving
know what it
stink eye
means.
to Rock?
Oh, you noticed that? I hope he didn't.
Yeah.
Did he notice that?
I don't know.
I don't know. What's Rock's passive?
Oh yeah.
It's not great, but I think he's very occupied with the people he's with. Also, he's essentially relying on Skier to do any perceiving.
I was gonna say if Ski notices, you
Yeah.
just see her like following
God.
Joy.
Yeah. I wouldn't get too attached to her if I were you, Eugene.
I just grabbed Skia by the cloak as she walked.
No, leave it. No.
Wait. No, she gave him stink eye. She looks troubled.
My passive is 13.
No, I don't think you would have noticed that. I think, as you say, you're probably quite distracted, trying to make everybody feel comfortable and talking on behalf of your friends a lot of the time, and just kind of keeping things moving. Cool. So the party carries on. If there's not anyone that you particularly want to talk to, you're eventually gathered up to talk and pulled into a side room with the Eternal Court join you, and a couple of scribes, just to capture what's going on. Interestingly, Mavil comes with you all as well, and steps in just behind Toletta, who smiles and just kind of reaches out and just kind of squeezes her hand in a familiar, friendly way.
Roommates.
Not every female-on-female affection is roommates.
They could just be literal roommates.
They could have been literal roommates, yeah. You're all sort of sat there. It's not kind of like a court of inquisition or that. It's a very relaxed space, but everyone's given chairs to sort of sit down. I'm assuming you probably all sit quite close to each other, but you don't have to. You can sit wherever you need to. The last person in is Somadir, who smiles at you all as he closes the door behind him, and pops into a seat next to Simit. Toletta and Simit catch each other's eye, and Toletta stands up. As it is my house, I would like to lead on this particular occasion, if there is no objection from the rest of the court, and there's the general sort of like assent that that's the right and proper thing to do. Simit smiles and nods. I give the floor to the moon, to the seat of Moon, for this particular meeting. Wonderful. Parshik's chosen. Thank you so much for agreeing to meet with us today, and thank you for your service in relation to the city, particularly in rescuing the Eternal Librarian and the Guardian of the Court of the Fae King. We are very aware that you have had a number of trials and tribulations, but wherever possible, we would like you to be as clear and honest with us as you possibly can be, and we would like to catch up and discuss with you what happened after you left us at the Heart and you journeyed into the ways to the Undying Court and then onwards to rectify and balance the Second Sky Temple. Now, I'm not going to make you recount about 5 episodes worth of content.
Thank you.
They did.
We'll text them a summary.
Yeah.
And I'm going to assume that you probably can cover most of what you need to in relation to that. What I will ask you, though, if there is any particular elements you want to draw out or hide from the court.
I think we mentioned the same thing before, but from my point of view, it would just be probably not touching on anything that involves what's going on in the Empire, unless it has direct sort of connections to what we were doing or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I certainly wouldn't expect anyone to lie about it, but I would also not volunteer information that we know about what's happening in the Empire for a number of reasons, but just because it doesn't actually have impact on what they've asked us about.
Exactly, yeah.
And we don't really know the full story yet, so I think that's the only thing that I would try and stay away from mentioning at all.
Yeah, and I think that's fine. And they're not looking for any information along those lines at the moment. They're very much looking talk about your journey into the land, the Shadowlands, where the elves are, your conversations with the Undying Court, your journey through the ways, and your arrival at the Heart of Stone. So there is very little that I think you and Skier need to hide from them in that relation. Personal visions, maybe don't touch on those, because I think that's a very personal thing anyway.
Yeah.
And I think when those conversations start happening, unless you want to volunteer it, they kind of don't press upon what you saw in the ways. It is regarded as a deeply personal experience. And these are all old enough or powerful enough magic users and others who to respect that. And some of them are just old enough to have probably used the ways before Ascension. Or have read enough about it to know that it is a personal reflection of your journey.
Yeah, and I think other than that, I would imagine Rock would probably take very much a back seat in this environment. Just, again, being Dragonborn, and because of Eugene's family being here, he would absolutely kind of step back and let it be led by the elves and the people who belong.
Yeah. Oddly enough, the person who has the most questions is Dempsey, who has a childlike curiosity and interest in something that they have never experienced and know very little about. But
Ashling adores that energy.
it's a very Fey energy, to be fair.
And every time Dempsey speaks up, Rock's like that. Oh God, you're still there. Oh shit.
No!
I'm sorry, have we been introduced?
Justice for Dempsey!
But actually, it's kind of useful because you see the older Fagin, the elves, all really appreciate Dempsey's perception on this, because I think some of them are like, and then Dempsey asks what feels like a really obvious question, but they all kind of stop and go, "Oh wait, hang on, we should have asked that. That's really good." Like that
Dempsey's
childlike
playing the role
wonder.
that I play in most meetings, going, "I'm sorry, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Sorry, what does that stand for?"
Yeah, everyone's
What?
nodding like, yeah, no, we
Yeah,
understand,
absolutely,
we
yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
It comes on to conversations about the Undying Court, and you notice, Skier and Ashling definitely, that Ratha Eljar sits forward and is very interested. And you kind of get the impression, actually you can do an insight
Ski's
check.
like, go on in.
No, Ski's also like getting interested, like,
Yeah.
Like that kind of like he leans forward in his chair, he puts his elbows on his knees, and he's kind of boring into Eugene and Ashling as they're talking about it, not in an aggressive way, just in like trying to absorb all that information.
this is what
Ash-
he came to the meeting for,
Yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah.
Nice.
I mean, but it's his kind of domain, really, isn't it?
Someone's
It
talking
is.
about my special interest.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
Yeah,
yes.
Someone 4 miles away said Star Trek.
yeah.
All four of us were like, "Yeah, no, we get it."
I'm with you.
You can make an insight check if you want to, Ashling and Skier.
Oh, yeah.
I think usually your passive's above 15, isn't it? Yeah, you can roll as well.
Nah, I got 10.
23.
23.
Jesus.
Nice.
Never mind.
Nah. Skier, this is somebody who has a lot of knowledge about a subject, but no practical experience. So you have managed to do something that he has never had to do in his role, even though he is the spokesperson for the Undying Court.
He's a
So,
keyboard
He's the
necromancer.
spokesperson for the Undying Court. He's never been there.
Nope.
That's government.
Said Eugene.
And I think it makes sense because the Shadow Guard are the only ones allowed to come and go, and they do not engage with politics or the public. So he
Good on them.
represents the Shadow Guard, but he is not of their number.
Okay. Interesting.
So he's never been to the Undying Court, and he's deeply interested by your description. I think there's some genuine shock. I don't think anyone appreciated what the Undying Court had done to themselves in order to be able to serve in this capacity. Like, becoming a lich is a very powerful and dangerous proposition. And I think there is a murmur when you kind of describe what it was like and what they were like and how they interacted with you. And I think Bastian is sitting back and you kind of hear him say, we really do owe them so much.
Yeah.
To give up their eternity to live like that so that they can hold a court for us. They are exemplars of elf kind, and if there is a way that we can help them, we should do. And I think there's a general murmur of agreement around the room. Then comes to your journey to the heart itself, the Heart of Stone, the Stone Temple. Do you mention the dragon?
Not important, right?
Just a small thing. What reason would we have not to?
That you came across an aggressive creature that was attacking.
I think
Phil
Eugene
Zillman.
would want to mention it because, like,
I feel like it should be.
it shows that the ways are unsafe and unmanaged. And we heard that, like, the Keeper of the Ways is, like, missing or whatever.
I think that's again is one of those statements that there's a lot of murmuring around, like, what do we have any indication of what might have happened to him? Well, it's been 1,000 years, and the last keeper we knew of was human. It's entirely possible they just died of old age. Even magic only can keep us alive so long.
Especially humans.
Rock.
I think there's a general sort of like, almost a sad murmur for like, oh, poor humans. They only they're like mayflies. They only live for so long.
Just £5 a month.
They
You
really
can help a
do. No one's sad thinking about humans.
Coldplay starts playing in the background.
I pat Eugene's shoulder. I'm sorry.
I'm only half human.
I know.
We don't know what happened to the keeper, so we can't really assist with that one, unfortunately. And being cut off from the ways, we can't even explore that exactly. But we'll please, Soletta kind of turns around, please refer to your own libraries and experiences and any elder elves who may have any information. It would be vitally important to know what happened, if we have any indication if there is a keeper at the moment, and what we might need to do to make the ways a safer space. And in general agreement around the court. This is one of the few times you've seen the Eternal Court like adhere to the same ideas. There's usually a lot more debate. And I feel like
Behaving themselves.
it's almost like the last few weeks with everything that's been going, has kind of shaken them, and they're looking for anything to grip onto so that they can feel like they're in control.
What were you saying about trauma buddies?
The
Trauma government. Trauma court.
Trauma court.
You mentioned the dragon. I presume that you probably don't mention the connection to Eugene. That it specifically is after Applebee's at this moment. That sounds so weird.
Well, not
when I say
anymore,
that way.
'cause it's
Not
dead.
anymore. Yeah.
Solve that issue.
As far as we know, anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, we did think it was dead in the first instance, I suppose.
It's fine.
You.
It'll come back to bite us in the
What are
arse
the
before.
chances?
We've got to be in the ways for it to get us.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's just not go there ever again.
It's not like we have to go
Problem
back there. or anything.
solved. Level up.
You discuss your conversations with Lathil Zillman.
Oh, I think those descriptions from Eugene are definitely punctuated by lots of really derisive and just annoyed kind of every time. I think there's lots of that from Rock doing lots of every time he says anything.
There's I think Skier and Aisling don't even need to make this. I think it's high enough. I think you both pick up the all the moon elves in the room. There's a kind of like a oh god, don't we know it? Sort of energy as well. I think some of the other elves, because he's this hero who saved New Doan, I don't think they kind of indicated he might be flawed. And there's a couple of them. This seems to come as a bit of a surprise to. One of whom is definitely Simit, who initially looks like she's wants to defend him, but is controlling herself. And then as the more you go in, the more shocked she looks at his behaviour. And I think it's one of those moments where it's a reflection of her own behaviours, the ones that she's challenging at the moment. And I think it's an acknowledgement to her of how she behaves and how a lot of elves treat other people in this city.
It's a group therapy session now.
You end with, do you discuss the argument or do you kind of smooth over that a little bit?
I don't think there would be any need to discuss it, but I think Eugene would probably make it clear that he was unwilling to be more helpful. I mean, he has helped us in that he's given us the ritual stuff, but I will make it known that he was unwilling.
Mollandir says, that is disappointing. I would have thought better of him. And there's a...
Sorry to interrupt. He also put all of us quite substantially at risk by wishing us elsewhere, and has caused some quite considerable complications for one of our party. So I do feel it's worth mentioning that his temper or lack of patience is a little disregarding of other people's safety.
He was a dick.
Dempsey just chuckles as soon as Aisling says that.
Yeah, me and Dempsey, we cool.
Taletta,
my very erudite friend is correct.
Taletta kind of nods and says, these are personal relationships which I have discussed before. Irrespective of his achievements, Lathil Zillman is not exactly an approachable source, and we should disregard relying on him moving forward.
That was kind of my point. I didn't mean to just sort of insult him. It was more an observation along the lines of, if you are planning to approach him for any further support, or I would do so warily, if at all. That was really all I meant.
Bastian says, well, maybe we can downsize that ridiculous portrait of him as well. That would be lovely. I think this is the point where you see Simmet is edging on the edges of what she will tolerate, and she kind of
created a portrait.
She gives Bastian this look, and he just wiggles his eyebrows and smiles back at her, just like he's totally taking advantage of the fact he can needle her on her hero a little bit.
Not to mention that he did also admit to taking materials from the Great Library without permission, and he refuses to return them, which I believe is against the law.
And he would not pay his late fines.
We're in agreement then that we cannot rely on Lathiel moving forward, irrespective of the fact the man does seem to be active and capable of assisting
he's
us.
up and about, and he knows what he's doing.
He's up and about.
He's up and about.
He's not totally lost it, it's just a dick.
Yeah. It's
Rather, if you could reach out to your contacts in the Shadowlands and ask them to let us know if Lathiel makes any contact, but we shall not expect anything. We shall leave him to his retirement. Although, if you
It's kind of annoying, to be honest, because he does have access to real experience and knowledge that could be incredibly valuable.
His refusal is an indication of his mental state, I think.
Yeah.
Something that we, as a council, have to be aware of, particularly those of us who use magic to extend our lives.
Well, yes, I mean, he has been there alone for a considerable amount of time, so while I'm certainly not making any excuses for him, it bears remembering that there are reasons he appears to have degenerated into quite such an antisocial creature.
Yeah, 300 years your side. God knows how long in the ways.
He's gone a bit wrong, isn't he?
However, he doesn't present a threat to the continued... He's still passionate about keeping New Doan safe, so that works to our favour. But we will keep a close eye for any changes. And at least we know how to access him now, if we need to. I think you see somebody kind of goes...
Every now and then.
I mean, I can have someone check on him on a regular basis if you want to. He wouldn't even know.
Love it.
Why is he so cool?
Subterfuge. Yeah, he really is.
Let's let Ratha make the connections first, and we can always rely on your blades if we need to, Somadir. Thank you, Parshkit's Chosen. This is a gift, and you have given us not one last teleport, but 2 opportunities to move should emergency come. In addition, we have already started looking at other ways that we can draw in ambient ether to try and replenish should another emergency be needed. It will not be as swift or as efficient as the current setup, but given time, we may be able to, in an emergency, teleport without drawing any energy from the Sky Shield. It is something that Bastian is heading up on.
I don't mean to open up a whole nother can of worms here, but was this not something that you explored before?
Simmet kind of smiles, goes, we had no need to, and it is perhaps to a reflection of our arrogance that we didn't feel it was necessary to look into. We had a way of life and we didn't want to change it.
As somebody who comes from the Empire, I would like to just say I understand, and I'm just going to sit down.
there's a gentle chuckle around the room at that, and I think Simic kind of nods in acknowledgement and understanding. Like, she's doing some work, and she can see that you've already done this work. Moving forwards, the city of New Doan shall sit at the center of its controlled area. We have made some inroads to discussing growing other skyships with the forges at Vadaract. We've never had as much of a need as now, and we wondered, because obviously you have travelled extensively around, do you know anyone within Vadaract we could call upon? You guys are familiar with...
Yes.
You are familiar with the main overseer. He
Don't
built...
remember his name right now, but
Yeah,
No.
he built the... he built Dragon's Hope for you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I think you kind of you can express his name if you want to, or you can just give him Captain Guy Captain's name. That's fine.
Why would we do that to someone? Why would we do that?
I think the elves have suffered enough this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think probably would say we could volunteer the name as someone
Fallen Peaks,
you can contact. You can contact them, but and mention that we suggested you get in touch. But all we can say is that they're very good at what they do. We can't guarantee what they're able to do for you.
Yes, it may be also worth us reaching out to Rebecca Ryder at Klaus Kern.
But that was kind of my next suggestion, was that considering that you are no longer quite so isolated, I think it's kind of important that immediately you start reaching out to some nations or to some people that you can at least trust to find as many allies as you can.
In which case we have a vote we need to take as a council. And I would ask Parshkik's Chosen to be witness to this. It has been our official policy that individuals who seek work and seek connection outside of New Doan are excommunicated until such time as that business is completed. There have been always the ability to waive in the right situations, but we are going to need to rely on trade and becoming part of a larger community. As much as it may make some people on this council uncomfortable, that is a realism of our choice and our situation. I motion that the rite of banishment is removed slowly, and we reach out to those who are currently living under it to allow them to return at will. There's a murmur around, and Dempsey goes, "Well, I second the motion. I think it's a really good idea. I'd like to travel to some of the other enclaves, meet some other Fae."
You could come on our ship.
I just get carried away. I think Rock is just like literally just staring at Eugene.
Sommadir, I will second the motion. The night elves have a tendency to keep secrets, and we need eyes elsewhere around the world so that we can better protect our people. It would be foolish of me to prevent knowledge coming back to New Doan. Bastian stands. Well, I, for one, am looking forward to raiding some libraries around the world and sharing some spell knowledge and the like. it could be a really positive change. He's deliberately looking at Simit,
Yeah.
who
Really positive change.
who looks like she's struggling.
Yeah.
Yes, but I would ask the following. This change must happen, but we need to make sure our people are aware of the reasons and how it is going to work first. We stood above them and made choices, and look what that got us. I am reminded a lot of the oaths the Seat of Sun takes and the oaths that members of this council take. And I would make sure that our people feel like they are not being ruled so much as guided. I think there's a general sort of discussion. Then let us vote. Everybody votes in favour. There is much work to be had in this, and that brings me to the last piece of business. We have been living in a time of the new moon, when our face must be hidden away from the world. But that time is past. And as is the Moon Elf's way, it is time for a new face, a change of seat. And she smiles and looks over to Mavil. I am stepping down from this council. My duty as a elf of the new moon is to hide and guard. We need a forward-thinking elf who builds, and so I usher in for the moon houses a time of waxing, and an elf who can guide you during those times. There's actually a ripple of applause from the council at this point, and Mavil steps forward and gently bows. I am honoured to take the seat from one of the greatest to ever sit upon it, and I hope that I can live up to her expectations, and my people's expectations, and the city's needs. Thank you for accepting me. And Taletta, I do believe that we might have a job for you. There's going to need to be a level-headed person needing to contact and communicate with the other nations in the Free Nations. Actually, there's a and this point, Bastian goes, "Perfect. If you are willing, of course, Taletta. Well, it does give me an excuse to travel with my grandson a little bit." And she winks at Eugene. I will go to Klaus Kern and begin discussions with Rebecca Ryder for us. There's a general sort of and like a bright and hopeful energy. There's still a lot of tenseness and fear about the future, but they at least have a path forward and a plan. And it's in this moment that you are able to get up and freely move around again. I think we might take a little bit of an early break, if that's okay, because that feels like narratively a very nice place to break.
Yeah,
Sure.
that works.
Amazing. We will be back at past. I feel like that's a good time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Half past, good shout.
Yes. Go and grab some drinks, stretch, grab some fresh air. It stopped raining here, so we're going to go stand outside before it comes back.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. This has been a lot of fun. A bit of a big lore dump on you all, but thank you so much for role-playing along with me for this. And we will
Love that
see
shit.
you in 15 minutes.
Love you, bye.
Bye.
And we're back.
Yeah.
You guys don't get to see it, but every single week Charlie starts voguing as soon as I start counting. And everybody else has started to join in, including Ollie.
Yes.
Ollie votes with us.
Katrina.
Hi Ollie, welcome to the stream. Previously, before the break, our friends have finally given their report on their journey into the Temple of Stone and their meeting with Lafil Zilman. In addition, Eugene has met his second cousin, and Taletta has stepped down from her role as the Seat of Moon to be replaced by Mavil Tamnar, a moon elf of the waxing houses, showing a different perspective for New Doan, particularly with the moon elves. It has been agreed that the very stringent rules that prevent elves returning when they have lives outside of New Doan is to be relaxed, slowly, gently, with conversations with the general public to make sure that they understand what is going on. And a general sense of hope has fallen across the Eternal Court for the first time in a little while. Things are changing. They cannot stop that. But at least they can help guide what that will look like for their people. One by one, the room sort of slowly clears out as people just kind of finish conversations. If there's anyone you want to grab before they leave, it is an opportunity to do so.
I don't want to grab anyone, but I do. I want to do an insight check on. I think Ski is looking to Sommerdeer's reactions for a lot of this stuff to see, like,
Awesome.
like if he feels safe with this new person in a seat, then
She won't be stabbing.
it's chill. But if he's like,
And there is a stabbing reprieve.
yeah, like she knows he'll be like hiding his face
Yeah.
if there is anything, but she's just kind of like,
Cool. What you get?
20. 30.
He got a 22.
Oh, it's so hard to read.
He didn't roll particularly well, but he's just a little bit more experienced at hiding his face than most of the people in the room.
Deceptive. Cool.
I think
Okay.
Rock would like to try and be introduced to this Mavil.
I
Tavar?
think
Is it Tavar or Tamnar?
Tamnar.
Tamnar.
Yeah.
Not kind of going to sort of grab them and hold them back or anything, but if they are standing talking to Taletta or something, Yes, he's going to lasso them and draw them in. Just, if they're talking to later or whatever, just going to go over and just kind of, very easily say to Letter, well, that was a surprise announcement. But congratulations, I think.
Thank you, and I guess as she kind of glances around with a playful smile, I guess that depends on what the rest of the council are like moving forward. But it's still going to be a challenge. But thank you, Rock. I'm all right to call you Rock, not Master Iskarok. Is that okay? Is that too familiar?
Oh yes, absolutely. I mean, a friend of the Zilman house is a friend of mine.
Thank you.
Mostly.
Also truly appreciate your support during that meeting and in helping your friends weave what was quite a fantastic journey for us. You are gifted in the performing arts, are you not?
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm gifted, but I'm good. I mean, I dabble.
It wears well on you, Lord Dragonbird.
I love that.
Taletta smiles. Master Rock has been a absolute boon through this whole event, and I am very, very pleased that he is Eugene's friend and at Eugene's side.
I mean, I'm quite pleased I'm Eugene's friend too, but that's only because he's a power mage now.
The only reason.
Wow.
Right. Yeah.
It has been an enlightening trip to New Doran, which I never thought I would ever get to see, to be honest. And at one point, thought I would never get to leave. Also, at one point, but yeah. But yes, it has been quite eventful since we arrived. But yes, I just thought I would, introduce myself and.
It is an absolute pleasure, and maybe moving forwards, there will be many times that you can visit us in the future, if you so wish. If we haven't completely scared you away.
But there's only been. I'm not sure how many attempts on my life there have been now. But anyway, but Eugene, I'm sure would be very keen to come back as soon as possible. And the Zilmans have been most welcoming, even with their security precautions. He says, glancing at Skier.
Skier, your ears are burning.
Literally.
They were when she arrived.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully there will be less need for such extreme measures in the future as well, which would.
Can I insight check her?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you've been talking long enough.
It is literally just I want to get a feel for how genuine she is. That is really what I'm going for.
Can I assist
Because she
in any way?
she seems to be saying all the right things, and I'm not saying that she's particularly devious. I just want to get a feel for whether there's a genuine feel from this, or whether it feels like she is saying the right things because she needs to.
You can have your own role whilst because I'm presuming you're still shadowing Rock to a certain extent.
Oh, yeah, Rocket's not leaving Skier's sight. As much as he might hate that.
Yeah. In perception, yes, Chris?
Insight.
Oh, insight, okay. Oh, okay. I got 19.
19.
That's
She seems completely genuine. She's very practiced in talking in public. Her way of speaking is very measured, and she definitely thinks about what she says before she says it. But it's not a lie. No lies are passing her lips. She genuinely believes this. She's just being very careful about how much she gives people, because she's very new to her position and she doesn't want to overpromise.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's something Rock can understand from the kind of being around court and stuff. But okay, that's fine. I just wanted to give that little check, little vibe check going on.
Yeah, amazing.
Just want to poke her with a stick, see if she squeals.
Well, I have a lot to cover with Maville before I officially step down, but you will have ample opportunity to talk to her through the rest of this afternoon. If you'll excuse us for the moment, Rock, Taletta says, and
Of course.
I just need to show her all the paperwork she's going to have to do moving forward. Goes, she sells it so well.
Good luck.
And two of them take a different exit out of the room. Solitaire is waiting patiently off to one side as people kind of slowly disperse.
Just saw Skier activate, sorry.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
He's patiently waiting for a quiet moment to talk to the four of you. I think he is... You, Aisling and Skier pick up on it. I think most of the other people are just like, it's just Somodere being creepy and standing to one side again. Weird night elf.
Ski is just at the other side of the room doing the exact same thing.
Yeah. With a creep off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who lurked better?
I think there is a moment where Dempsey talks to him and he goes, fuck.
I love Dempsey.
Feel you.
Yes.
Yeah, again, this weird thing whereby if you're not paying attention to Dempsey, they seem to vanish from your mind. It's almost like a magical effect. It's very weird.
I'll
Yeah, but are you waiting? It's like, oh, well, obviously I'm waiting, Dempsey. Thank you. And he waves to the four of you.
bye.
Rock will annoyingly just wave back but not approach him.
Hi. What's he doing?
I have no idea. Actually, I think he's waiting to talk to us, but it's just quite fun to wind him up.
Do you want to talk to us?
Yeah, I think he does. I think he wants to talk to you, to the four of you. But you think he wants to be discreet about it.
Oh! Okay, we'll be discreet.
Can I just hide in the shadow? I'm out.
Yeah. Cool. That is a 27 for somebody
damage?
to vanish into the shadows.
Well, he's gone. Well done.
Nice.
He'll find us.
No, he does find you a little bit after enough time has passed that it's
That people have
less
stopped
obvious.
staring.
Yeah. And I think he sidles up to Skier first. If you have a moment, you and Rock particularly, but all of you, I'd like to continue our conversation from the other night.
Okay. All right. Can I look for somewhere where, like, I know there's a room that no one will be in, or like a space. If it's like the kitchen
Under this tablecloth.
No. I'm gonna lure like Aisling and be like, Aisling, I found real good cheese. And then Rock, I have
Sprints.
gossip. And then Eugene, it's just like, somebody just wants to chat. You good?
Love it. Skier knows us so well.
Yeah. She knows how to get you all in one place.
Yep.
You have, you all know the estate quite well by this point, so it's easy for you to find a room like it's not being used.
I feel like Ashling's been keeping track of where everything is as well, so.
Yeah, just in case this is
Nothing
one of those
moves
places
here.
where things move. Somebody steps inside with you all. Firstly, thank you for meeting with me, and also for your support for the council. Your insights definitely have helped. I have something that will make more sense to you all than it does to anybody else. I may have acquired it from one of the investigations that are ongoing into murders. And he pulls out a small file which has a notebook and some clippings in it. This was found at the site of one of the murders, particularly, what's her name? You know when you write things down and then you move things?
There was Dottie, Emilia, or Suna.
Dottie. At the
Barmaid.
place- yeah, Dottie's location.
Okay.
Officially, this should be part of the investigation, but I felt it was more useful. I have made notes and I will send forward anything that I can decipher from it. But if this goes missing, I don't think it's a shame from our perspective as a city, and it doesn't cause a threat to us, but it might mean future allies are better protected.
Oh my god, you're being really vague. What is it?
Yeah.
Can I look through it?
Yeah, absolutely. He hands it to Skier directly.
I'm just going to do a quick flick through to see if I can like.
Skier with
discern it.
the three of us over her shoulder like that.
You can
Any
make an
pictures?
investigation check with advantage.
Oh.
Thank you. 16.
16. You will need time to decipher it, but there is a cipher in these notes and in the notepad. It's one that you know well. It is one of the more commonly used amongst the dancers to try and keep things harder to find. It's slightly older, but that's just reflective of someone who hasn't been back for a while.
It's been out for a while. Okay, cool.
Rumors.
Okay.
I will leave you to it.
Wait. Why are you helping us?
3 potential allies were killed under dubious circumstances, and as much as the Empire is not Nudoan's friend, Sabina has never been our enemy. If someone is gunning for the dancers, that is a shift in political power that I want to get in front of and stop. I understand the dancers, I know what you're about, and I care that you maintain balance, even if I don't agree with everything that you do. Similarly, I would expect the same courtesy from Sabina under the circumstances. This is nothing to do with my city, this is to do with your people, and therefore I think it's best in your hands rather than in the Emerald Guard's barracks gathering dust.
Okay, I'm just going to insight check him.
Yeah.
Always.
gotta always check. 29.
Oh my god.
Girl.
28.
Only this time.
He's genuine. He really does mean what he says. This could be a larger problem, and he wants to get ahead of it. And if he can't provide the resources, he can at least give those to the right people so they can start doing their own investigations.
Yeah.
And you are the closest dancer that he knows. So.
Okay. Cool. Well, thank you. It's appreciated.
Hopefully you can catch who's doing this, and then that will be thanks enough.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I
cool.
mean, we obviously can't speak for Sabina. I mean, nobody would dare speak for Sabina. But I will should the opportunity arise, convey, sort of just let them know that you've been helping and that have provided us with this information. But beyond that, I'm afraid I cannot promise anything.
Thank you. And for what it's worth, Rock, you should not have been assaulted whilst in New Dawn, and I am sorry that my people did not pick up on what was happening earlier. It will not happen again.
I don't think it's your people's fault, so I wouldn't worry about that. I feel like it was something that was largely to do with me being here rather than anything here being amiss. So, and everybody was very helpful, and I'm still here. Yeah,
Needless to say, we will root out this cult wherever we can to prevent future problems. That you have my word on.
Thank you.
And he steps outside and leaves the four of you with these notes, which you can have a closer look at, if you wish.
Yeah, can I take a look?
I'm
Yeah,
like
can I-
peering over their shoulders.
I'll point out like certain things.
Yep.
I probably wouldn't tell Eugene or tell them what the decipher is, but tell them that it is a dancer thing.
Cool.
Cool.
Eugene, make me a investigation check, and you can have advantage because Skier is helping you.
26.
Oh, damn.
That is brilliant. Things that you pick up from this. This barmaid stroke dancer was investigating the cult of the dragon and its presence in New Doan before you arrived. After they reared their head, after the attack on Rock, they redoubled their efforts looking into resource management, where things were being moved, and they had uncovered and were about to prove there was a smuggling chain coming out of Ashore, potentially from that clan. On one of the pages, it is written, "Who is Rithi Dandir?" Which I think makes Skier's blood run cold.
Yeah, I recognise that name, but I'm now like
As soon
doubting
as
myself.
yeah. So Theo, I think Eugene reads out, like, kind of tracks down to, like, this seems to be quite important. Who's Rithi Dandir? Skier, Rithi Dandir is the name that was being used by Callie Misthurst when she was at the
recognise that.
event.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
Watch Skier Sweethearts for more information. Rithi was the name the nom de guerre that she used to disguise herself. Or Callie Misthurst is the name de guerre that she used to confuse Aisling and the Chosen.
Confused / murder.
Yeah.
And she found those smuggling things from Declan, did you say? Declan.
Coming via Ashore, but the implication was that it goes further, possibly into Declan. Which is
Okay.
also interesting because the elf that you and the sweethearts arrested was a representative of the university, or pretended to be. You never quite got to the bottom of that.
Yeah.
A representative of the Thessaline University in Declan. And for some other heroes' notes, the Thessaline University is where the magic box that held the piece that was offered to Aisling freely came from.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was going to share that
Which,
with
even though it came
we
out of
hadn't
your
told her already.
Yeah. And if came out of the offices of one of your allies, though he was not even aware that it happened, but he did reveal that one of his researchers turned out to be an Imperial spy.
Yeah.
God, that was so long ago.
Hey, remember these old threads that we haven't touched on for a while? Here you go.
I like it. They were still doing stuff. Yeah, I think Ski will like kind of go pale pink, I guess. Put it all together and then repeat it in a succinct way that is, Rithi Danda, that's the name Callie used. We arrested a guy from Declan. What was the other guy from the Tiefling? Or was he just a Tiefling? He was just like a soldier.
Just a little tiefling.
Just a guy.
He was just a guy.
Do
he
you
a
mean the
tiefling?
changeling? The changeling. He was.
Was he a changeling?
Yeah, he was in disguise as a tiefling. I think he was.
Yes.
He was nothing to do with it. He was literally being used. You arrested a human woman who was the Duke's right-hand woman, who basically tried to frame the changeling so that she could basically get her further ahead in her career, and she turned out to also be a member of the Cult of the Dragon.
Yes, she did. So there was them, and then there was a guy I killed. Was he just a guy?
You killed several of those draconic creatures, and yes, he was a mercenary, possibly a member of the cult, and you just killed him. He was
That's what I meant. He was just a soldier kind of guy. Yeah, he was just
he was
just a guy. Skiable past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was muscled.
Well, I was
he
just
regretted his life choices. That's who you mean. He was
kill someone who had information, but no, okay. Cool.
No, you did not. He was muscle for a greater plan that other people had set in motion. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So, at the risk of sounding stupid, so what really does this help us move forward with? I mean, the name is useful in that we know that Callie's involvement is here, but we also know that she's used other names, so we can't necessarily track that name down.
No, but where did Eastry say he was again?
Istri is in Daklan, investigating the possibility that the Misthursts have an estate.
Yes, and didn't the Misthursts? There was a link to Callie.
Didn't they?
That's the name she uses as a surname.
Yeah.
And Callie took something from the auction, right? The dragon.
Yeah.
Dragon mask.
A mask.
You think she took one of the completed dragon masks?
Yeah.
Does it say in this report what they were smuggling?
Yes. And with that roll, I will actually be able to reveal some of it. Weapons. And definitely people.
Worse, middle.
Two locations, which includes the town where Rock was attacked. So they were smuggling in those individuals, those draconic people in disguise early. This kind of confirms your suspicions about that. In addition, and you immediately start recognizing the material components for summoning demonic entities. And there's a note in there which says, Eternal Court, ? Is there a plant? So she was on the verge of finding out that Dawn's Chorus was involved as well.
She was so good at her job. Okay.
As you are thumbing through, something falls out of the book and onto the floor. It is a small stone-carved talon which has got blood on it, and a small note on the piece of string that it was attached to. It written in a handwriting that you're not familiar with said, "This was in her hand when we found her."
Oh.
Bag it up, send it to the boys in the lab.
Yeah. Hand it over to Eugene. What's this?
Yeah. Eugene is the boys in the lab.
Yeah.
No, that's the research team.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
going to run this.
Oh,
I'm going to
yeah.
run this over to the boys in the lab, and then just walk
Yeah.
around the room and come back. There you go.
Everybody can make a history check. Rock and Skier can make it with advantage.
Ooh.
Right.
Got a 14.
Bless her.
Oh,
She's not
hello.
bright. I got a 10.
Okay.
Oh, I got a 22.
22.
Oh. All right, come on,
28.
Theo. There we
28.
Oh.
Look, it's my
Rock.
one thing, okay?
And
It's
Rock
something
and
you can
He's good at stabbing. I'm good at thinking.
So, Rock, I think you gasp at seeing it because you understand on a very real level what this is. Eugene, you have read I think because of your father's interest in the Empire, there was a phase where you read about imperial politics to try and impress him, to try and
We've all been
get
through that
ahead.
awkward phase.
Haven't we all, though?
Oh, God.
Like
It's
you
a phase,
absorbed a
mate,
lot
don't
of
worry.
information. There was a group of spies and assassins before the Dancers who worked for the first emperor, and they were called the Talons.
Oh, it's a sick name.
As politics progressed and the empire settled down and needed a less aggressive approach to this skill set, Sabina Rithin and the Dancers came in and replaced the Talons. It has never been stated what happened. It was always assumed that the Talons were integrated and absorbed into the Dancers. But there were rumours, and this is where Rock's knowledge takes over. In a bloody night of knives, the Talons were expunged from the Empire by the Dancers. They were too dangerous to be left behind. They swore too many allegiances outside the Emperor's direct control, and they answered to too many different houses. Sabina's Dancers replaced them, serving the Emperor's interest, and as we have said before, having the power to remove the Emperor if he lost sight of what was good for the people in it.
Would I know any of those allegiances that the Talons sort of were accused or suspected of having? Would they be connected to the Cult of the Dragon at all?
No, there was no direct connection to the Cult of the Dragon. If anything, it was a shame because the Cult of the Dragon came along much later as a problem in the Empire. And it was one of those things where it was like, oh, you know, the Dancers, they've been too soft. If Talons would have got rid of this problem before it was an issue. That sort of grumbling in court.
Say that again.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eugene, you're kind of like, so these were the elite assassins of the early Empire as it was forming, and then they were removed and replaced by the Dancers as things moved forward, and they vanished from the history books, and everyone assumed outside that they basically became the Dancers or retired. But Rock knows that there are different stories in the Empire.
Guys, I think Callie's a Talon.
Fuck's a Talon.
Imagine if I was stabbier and meaner.
Oh, Jesus! Stabbier than you.
Let's just say that. Well, the thing is, the Talons haven't existed for a very long time. I mean, they were removed at, around the time of the first emperor. So I mean, I don't think she can be a Talon. I mean, maybe she's, trying to live up to some weird kind of fantasy or something. But I mean, they can't still be around. I mean, they were eradicated, and I think I'll just fill Eugene and Ashling in terms of sort of who they were and that they were not great.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not like they exist now. We don't have, they don't have like an organization that we. Well,
How
that
do
we
you
know.
know that though?
That's
Yeah.
what they said about the cult, the dragon.
Yeah.
There's been all sorts of shady underground shit going on. What if this is one of them?
The thing is,
I mean, look at that thing. That looks a bit like a Talon to me.
but yes, that's where we got the idea from. Anyway, the thing is, it does kind of make sense in that. So history is a little unclear exactly about what exactly happened, but essentially the dancers, how do I put this tactfully, removed the talons.
Removed.
With knives, mostly,
Okay,
I would
right,
imagine.
okay.
Anyway, so it kind of would make sense that if someone's targeting dancers specifically, they would have a particular dislike for dancers for some reason. And if this is somebody who is perhaps connected, or perhaps one of their family was, I mean, if her family were connected to the Talons before, this could be something that stems from that. I mean,
There was this moment where she recognized like we have secret codes to recognize each other, right? And she recognized it, not exactly, but if the dancers used a similar thing to the Talons or something, maybe that's why she recognized it.
Okay.
but why would she? How would she even know that? She couldn't have been around. She couldn't be a Talon herself, not from the original Talon. So
Why
that means
not?
somebody is.
So mass, it was round about 150, 175 years ago. Callie, Cityborn tend to, some of them do live longer, but Cityborn tend to have human length of lifespan.
Yeah, that's why.
Oh yeah. Oh god, humans again.
I know, bless them. But what I'm saying is so it's not like she would have been one of the original Talons and learnt it, which means either somebody shared it with her, or perhaps she was a dancer. I mean, I don't know. Are there dancers who have left, or
Not like
not alive? No.
Left this mortal
okay.
coil.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
what's to say that someone from the Talents all those years ago didn't just retire and just be teaching this stuff in secret?
They
What
do
if they've
that?
just been? What if they've just been?
I thought all the talents were killed. though.
Well,
Removed.
I mean that does raise the question: if any of the Talons survived, first of all, I'm surprised knowing the dancers. But secondly,
Thank you.
if any of them survived, it is possible that more than one survived, and that's all it takes to start again.
And I reckon
Okay.
that is who is hunting you. Maybe.
What
Why
I
me?
will give you, because of that
do you mean me?
remarkably awesome role from Eugene. Sorry, we'll come back to this minute in a second. Eugene, you look over this stone. I think you're kind of handling it as this conversation's happening. You're like, so the carve. You're not an archaeologist by any stretch of the imagination, but you imagine that a talon that would be hundreds of years old like this would have more wear and tear about it. This looks like it's been carved recently.
Uh-oh.
Can I tell what it's been carved from?
Yes.
Like what
It
stone
has
it's
been
from?
carved from a dragon's tooth.
Okay.
And your history would kind of say these symbols they would keep on their person to identify who they were, but they would be made from different materials, whatever suited that individual.
Okay, so we know it's at least that keepsake or symbol, whatever, has been carved newishly. That's the word.
Newishly.
Yes, you know, as you can tell, words and storytelling is my jam. So we know that. Can we just go back to that? Why would they be wanting to target me, Skier? I mean, I get why they would target the dancers because they may have a score to settle, but why me?
That's true. Maybe it's not you. Maybe it's just the cult of the dragon that is coming after you.
Well, you're
Oh,
Or
good.
maybe
That's
they're
much
working
better.
together though. So, you know.
Oh, good!
Well,
That would be fun.
I think if a Talon was hunting you, you'd probably be dead though.
Oh.
well, yeah, I mean, and to be honest, the dancers are not easy to get rid of. So the fact that there have been so many
It's
eradicated would
okay.
imply that there is some serious training and subterfuge going on to be able to even know who the dancers are, let alone target them.
It's okay,
Is
Skier.
there
We won't
is
let them
there
get you.
is there a way that we can
I'm
get
not
this
worried about
information
me.
to Sabina that in a way that you know will reach her safely? Because at this point we don't know if we can trust all the dancers either. Sorry, that was rather callous, but we really don't.
That's true. Ski is trying to remember like her training days and like what's the best call of action in this kind of thing, because I'm like, is it better to share this information with Sabina or is it too dangerous? Like, you know, could
Maybe
she
Yeah. Maybe a history check.
okay.
It's not a particularly high DC.
You can have +4 because of my staff.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
thanks, Eugene.
+4, remember? +4.
+4. That's an 8.
Okay, what an 8 gets you? Not a lot.
So much.
Sabina
Eugene, hit her harder with the star.
So obviously, it's very hard to know. One of the things that Sabina does very well is she compartmentalizes the dancers so that even you don't know all of your members. You know your cell and your direct report. Your direct report was Estri. You know Sabina because she has handpicked you for a couple of missions, and she has given you reports that you didn't previously have. So you are higher up the ladder than you used to be, but you still don't know all the dancers around. And that's partially for your own safety as much as it is to stop something like this happening.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it does occur to you, although you're like, Sabina probably, I would talk to her directly about this because then she can decide what the best course of action. But it does occur to you like that. These dancers were not careless,
Yeah.
and they still found them.
I think that's Ski's next thinking is like, does the people after the dancers suddenly know who everyone is, or did they do something to find them? Like, was it just chance that they found like some here, not by them being careless, but like, I don't
Or
know.
was this a cell that they've taken out all the members of?
Yeah.
So, and unfortunately, with an 8, you don't know.
No.
No idea. No idea.
Okay, wait. Well, we know we can send a message to Sabina, which would go directly to her and is not something someone could intercept, correct? I think. So that we at least know would reach her.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
true.
I'm working on the assumption that I can still trust Sabina, but there is nothing that indicates I can't.
Yeah, it's true.
We do
Oh
also
God, I don't even want to think about that.
We do also know another dancer in the city.
We do.
Yes,
Who-
we should warn them.
Well, I have
Oh,
I have mentioned it, yes. So I know that they will be careful, but again, they won't know who anyone else is, or they'll only know the dancers they have encountered, right?
yeah, right. Like,
Even as
I
a
know,
dancer herself, she won't
Yeah.
know.
She
I
might
know
be able to
of,
get a
like-
message to Sabina, though, or to do something in that regard, is what I was suggesting. Because it's not really safe for Skier to do so right now.
Also, this is
No.
not good thinking, I know, but let's just get it out there just in case. 3 dancers got killed in this city. I didn't do it. But has she just been really careful? Maybe she's a different unit. Maybe that's all it is. But
I mean, this isn't a solid alibi, but she was injured, right? So it wasn't like she was out and about.
do we know how she got injured?
Well, she was
Just
there
in
when
the
they tried to
riots.
kill me.
Your
No, it was
dancing
during
friend.
the rioting.
Yeah.
She was
She got injured,
protecting
right?
Skullgrats during the.
Oh, in the rioting. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So she put her job appears to be to keep him safe at the moment. Obviously, because he is a dragonborn in a strange place.
Yeah.
So she probably isn't politically, and this is largely circumspect. You don't know what her mission is, but you can kind of ascertain from what Rock has told you about her. Her mission probably is likely to keep Marcel safe.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
But you are right. We don't know her beyond that, so I have no idea whether I can actually trust her with any further information. I can't say for definite. I mean, so far everything she's done appears to make her trustworthy, but that doesn't mean that that's not all a setup. I have no idea.
Yeah, and I don't want to distrust her because, I'm sure it's fine, but it's good to just think these things through in case.
And also, as Eugene pointed out, if we share this information with her, we may be putting her at risk, even if she isn't.
That's true. Does anyone else
blame
here
for anything.
know she's a dancer?
Not as far as I'm aware.
Okay, then let's keep it that way.
Only person who might have an inkling is Falone.
Yeah.
But Falone would probably not pry because it's not her. It's not a threat to her mission and to protect New Doan, and the woman has done nothing but prove that she is willing to protect elves. So
And also, Marcel would have, to a certain degree, have a bit of sort of diplomatic
immunity.
status. So I don't think they would mess with any one of them.
Okay.
Okay, so that doesn't really move us forward at all. Anyone have any ideas? Because I have no idea what we do about any of this, or whether we just shelve it for now and carry on.
Well, we could. I don't know, but Eastry's investigating something that could be linked to this, maybe.
And that was in Daklan as well.
Yeah.
Right, but we were heading to the Albatross after this.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's a lot of thoughts there.
Lots of thoughts.
History also only gave you that information to help you move forward. History
That's
didn't
right.
ask for help.
Yeah. Okay. Eastry's fine. He's fine. He's so good. He's so fine. Can we maybe just give him a heads up though about all of the killings and stuff?
I think we have to. I don't know if we warn someone that we know the dancers are at risk. Does that mean that we're potentially letting them know that we're onto them? I guess not, because if they've killed 3 dancers, they must know that word would get out to other dancers about that.
Yeah, and I think.
I mean, if it wasn't for Sommerdeer, these would have gone off as murders during the riots.
Or accidents, right? Didn't he say some of them just
Yeah,
looked like
They'd
accidents?
make them
Yeah.
look like accidents.
So then, in some ways, we have an advantage by knowing that somebody is out doing this. But I'm just worried if we let. I mean,
Yeah.
we can trust Eastry, though, right? I mean,
Yeah, of course. Oh my god, yes. Yes.
well then. Well, I mean, you know him best. I mean, I just think I can't. I think we should warn him then. I at least know that someone is targeting dancers.
Yeah. Like, just so he's just a bit more careful, in case. I don't know.
I mean, again, we can send, hopefully send a message or something so that it's just a very direct communication. And like you say, we don't have to go there. We can just warn him, and then we will, I guess, carry on with our planned itinerary.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, we'll carry on with our planned itinerary. We'll send him a message, if that's okay, Eugene. We can maybe do it, I don't know, later today or tomorrow or something. Because I'm thinking of some other things. I just really want to know how they were found out. Did Sommerdeer mention about any other things found on them, or can
No, I think you can get the impression that this is the information that he looked at and kind of went, I need to get this to the dancers. Anything else was either he didn't notice anything or it didn't feel pertinent. But he wouldn't know. He might have known that these were dancers, but that's more on their behaviours and who they connected with. And I think that's the impression that he gave you, is like he knew these were dancers, but he's been watching them for a long time. And he is, in as much as you imagine that his agents in the Empire are probably watched by Sabina.
Yes, yeah. Ski is the only thing Ski is thinking is we all have rings, or a lot of us do.
Only for only certain level, and usually for missions, you were allowed to keep yours because it's because you now have a cell that you operate on.
Yes,
quite overt jobs with.
I'm sort of thinking if these were if the 3 of them were a cell, they may have all had rings, and that could have been how they got found out, or something.
But prior to you getting that, and you and Delilah, for example, would meet under different circumstances. You would do drops and
that's true,
and the like as well. So they would have been behaving under those if they don't have that advantage.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I think Skier will think about the rings and then go, no, Somadir would have found them and understood what they were, or at least
And you
something.
would have
So
had
they probably shouldn't have them.
Given how he's being, he probably would have delivered them to you as well.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm spiraling, guys.
Okay. 5
Well, hey,
things
look,
you can
there's
say.
nothing.
Okay.
There's nothing we can do about this right now.
Yeah.
And maybe the best thing we can do is to just keep this information to ourselves until we know something more concrete.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
There is a soft knock on the door.
Fireball!
Who is it?
I can't do fireball.
I've still got
Just
the components in my hand.
Oh shit!
clutching them in your
Grip's
fist.
so tight.
Stuff them in the bag of holding.
Eugene will answer the door.
Yeah. It's your grandpa. Hi,
Hey.
you're missing the party? Well, actually, the party's about dead. What? Not that we're throwing you out, but I'm assuming this is probably going to be one of your last nights in New Down with us.
Have you packed?
Is there
Yeah,
any...
not implying anything, but what time would you like us to call the cab?
Is there anything you would like to do this evening?
Me?
Yes. Or all of you, if you want. I mean, I am throwing this out there. Eugene, if you want a family meal, we can find somewhere lovely and fun for your rest of your friends to manifest. But I'll give you a clue. You're practically all family at this point. So,
Yes.
Hashtag
Signed
got a
it.
wish.
but it's up to you, Eugene. Or we can all go out. Or we can just have a nice, relaxing evening now that we're throwing out the... Do you know what? I never got to say I'm throwing out the Eternal Court. That's quite powerful. I have to do that again.
I mean, throwing out might be a little... Anyway.
Yeah. Eugene, what do you want to do?
I don't know.
Zero pressure. Your grandmother, your aunt, and I would just like to
doesn't
spend
sound
some
like
time
that.
with you.
Eugene,
I don't
No
think
such
I
thing.
want to go anywhere fancy. I
Perfect.
just like to stay here. If that's okay.
In which case, how
Given the fact
about
that people are trying to be stabbed to every other place we go to eat?
I mean, you do seem to have a habit.
My
of
fault.
that. Why don't I
it
send
was.
out for some food and
We'll get
we will-
delivery.
Oh,
yeah, we'll
yeah.
delivery. And we'll get some food in, and the four of you can spend a nice quiet night, re-energize, and just chat. And
I
be-
want to hang out with you and Grandma. And
That is not in question, young man. You are absolutely not getting rid of us this evening. I will get it sorted. Whenever you are finished, please come and join us. We are going to get the rooms set back up. Also, and he reaches behind a drape. It's like, if you want total privacy in any of these rooms, just activate the glyphs around here.
it's a little late for that. I already had the top secret.
Could have known with incognito mode beforehand.
Yeah.
Could have told us that
And
when
I
we
see-
arrived.
and I-
Oh my
see-
God,
whatever.
that's brilliant. Sorry.
Yeah.
Talk about delivery. Rudy came up with Dimension DoorDash.
DoorDash. I love that.
Excellent.
Genius.
Amazing.
Perfect. Right, well, come and join us as quickly as you can.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I think we're done, right? Skier probably needs a distraction.
Yeah, I'm great. I'm good.
I don't think we're going to make any further progress right now.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I could really do with a drink.
Yeah, big one.
You make your way back out into the main entrance. You can see some of the estate staff are just putting back some of the furniture that was pulled out before, and Taletta is helping, and your aunt is summoned some unseen servants to make it easier for them.
Nice.
And yeah, it doesn't take them long to get everything set up.
No, I won't. Don't worry. Change my mind.
What are you up to? I feel like you have to do it now.
Oh.
You plotting?
Okay. As we're going through, I'm just going to cast animate object, and I'm going to make one of the chairs run away from them while they're trying to arrange.
Perfect. I think this is. You're kind of expecting them to chase after it in alarm, but I think they're just standing there with the cushions that they were about to put down on it, just looking really confused. And it's almost
I'm not even
more
going to make eye
comical.
contact with. Yeah, I'm not going to make eye contact with anyone. I'm just going to carry on walking like I don't know what's going on.
Nice.
Just kind of. Did anybody? Oh. I suppose I better go and get it.
Oh, they're not getting paid enough to do this.
I mean, you know that at least one bookshelf in this property is a mimic, so...
Right, yeah. But a chill
We're
one.
used to herding furniture.
Yeah. Furniture normally herds itself here. You settle in. It's not long before everything else is finished, and Taletta and your aunt sit down with you and just kind of chat over. Taletta's like, thank you so much for your support today, and I appreciate it's a lot, and we've asked a lot of you. You disappeared before we could give you an official thank you from the council. She points over to a nondescript chest. It's like,
Gonna nudge Ashley and just go, oh, you're gonna get another badge.
In there, you will find resources totaling about 1,200 golds worth of materials to help you with your mission to save the Sky Shield, as good faith from the city of New Doan to support you. You'll also each find there is a superior healing potion each. And
I feel like we're being set up for something here.
Yeah, this is a save point.
Yeah.
That doesn't bode well.
And there is a personal gift, which is a elemental stone with a water elemental who is friendly. There are 4 uses in the stone, and yes, then that is their contract up. But they have worked with our family for a long time, so they're quite friendly.
That's cool. What's that called? Is it just called an elemental stone?
They change their name regularly. Presently, they're going by Glub.
Love it.
Well, that sounds so much more glamorous than elemental stone.
I think they did it just to annoy my daughter.
Beautiful name.
Zadie's kind of leaning back, saying, "You should have heard some of the silly things that they used to want us to say to try and summon them, as well."
Perfect. I'm going to get along well good with Glub.
Amazing. That's very kind of you. I mean, I'm sure we'll make great use of the components, that's for sure.
Well, anything we can do to help. It's not long after that Grandpere comes in with a number of the household staff and a few platters of fey dishes.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, does that mean that I can't eat it?
No, everybody can
Giving
eat
it freely.
It's very much like it's a little bit of a magical element to Fey food. Fey food is unlike when it's given freely or sold. There is not a danger, as you have encountered before. It will not change you, but it might make this evening a little more colourful than you were expecting.
Special brownies. Let's go.
We gonna be tripping fables. I'm going to just sort of nudge Eugene and just go, would your aunt be joining us?
Just sitting right there.
Oh, you didn't mention she came in.
No, she did. She said at the beginning. I said she's sitting. She was helping sort
Is
it
she
out.
sitting there with her roommate?
No, Stone has gone.
Oh,
It's a family affair.
It's a family thing.
We're here.
Good food is had, and good conversation is shared. They ask you light, not demanding questions about your next plans. They express that they're quite excited by the change in policy because it means that your mother and sister can come more freely, which they're excited for.
Dad's not invited.
awkward.
I think
part of
your
love it.
Your grandpa kind of indicates that he would be allowed, but Toletta's like, not on my watch.
He will be allowed, not welcomed, allowed.
We won't kill him on sight.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
But other than that, we make no promises.
he'll have a little red dot on his forehead for the time.
Everywhere he goes.
Yeah, just a sniper everywhere he goes.
Yeah.
They ask you lots of questions about what spells you want to learn in the future. There's a lot of subtle checking on Aisling on how she's feeling, whether the connection's going well. With Rock, Aramis and Rock at one point, he kind of gives you a book of stories from New Doan to add to your repertoire because
Nice.
they
recognise that you are a connoisseur of stories.
Oh yeah, I will absolutely take that, and it will go into my bag of stories. I think Rock will, once Eugene and his family are kind of chatting and getting on and talking about stuff and that kind of thing, I think Rock will probably take some time and kind of stand on the balcony with a glass of wine, obviously, but
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I think he is probably a little more. He's taking a few more moments to himself and to be quiet than he normally is in a kind of social gathering, because I think everything that's kind of come to light is still very much playing on his mind. So yeah, not particularly distant or anything, but I think just more regular kind of breaks to get some time on his own.
I think that's fair. I think that's more than fair. I think Skier and Aisling, you probably pick up on Rock kind of it's going off to reflect a little bit.
Yeah. I think Aisling will just leave him to it.
Skier just makes one comment to him as they're swapping, it's your turn to stand on the balcony, look cool.
Yes.
She just says, I won't let anyone do anything to you, by the way. I got your back.
I appreciate that, and I know that, but to be honest, that's the last thing that worries me right now. I just don't even know what's going on anymore. Anyway, that's probably not a conversation to start again right now.
Yeah, I'm here if you want to talk about it, but I'm also... Yeah. God, it's a lot.
Yeah, and I know it's not a role that you're used to, but if you ever need help in any way, you know that you are now traveling with all three of us, so we have your back too. I mean, I wouldn't want to be in front of you for sure, but you've got your back.
I appreciate that. Yeah. No. Thanks.
Because I know this is not a position that I'm sure you're used to being in when others are hunting you.
No, it's normally the other way around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would just like some just think I'd like to understand what is going on. First of all, I'd just like to understand why people are trying to kill me and what it has to do with the cult of the dragon as opposed to just general politics, because that part I could probably understand. And I just
the
don't
politics makes
really,
complete sense.
yeah,
Well,
I just don't really know what's going on right now. So, yeah.
I think that whoever it is, they just think you're way more powerful than maybe you are, you know? Maybe we just explain to them, you're just a guy. You'll just tell stories.
I'm hardly just a guy,
I'm...
but but I'm certainly not a. What do they keep? What's the
Oh,
phrase
the
they keep?
false
The
heir?
false heir. What?
Maybe you are.
I don't even know what it means.
Maybe they're just like mistaken, you know? Maybe they're just not.
Well, they've obviously made some association, but it would just be nice to understand what it was rather than just not having a clue why people are calling me names.
Yeah. You're
Anyway,
definitely
it's
not
a
like a
lot.
secret heir or something.
Well, not unless there's something going on that my parents haven't told us, but which is possible, I guess. But that's why I'm hoping when we get to Glasgow and Camber, we'll be able to put at least some things into sort of order so that we can start figuring things out, because she has access to more information about the family and the history, and she obviously has a little more information about what's going on right now in the Empire. So it would just...
Let's not dwell on it. You know, I'm sure Campbell will have information for us, and
right now, this is probably one of the safest places that we could be in this evening in most of the world. So I think we may as well just try and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Okay, more drinks.
Okay. Oh, are you done with the balcony?
Yes, and I wasn't looking cool on the balcony. I was looking pensive. And then I'm going to just walk off
sorry.
and go get a drink.
The sibling energy of these two is amazing.
Yeah, it's through the roof.
I think as Skier kind of settles in and Rock wanders back, he wanders into Eugene's second cousin, Joy, who kind of goes, oh, "You're still here? Okay. Sorry, I got distracted. I should have been there for dinner, shouldn't I?"
Possibly. Who are you?
Grandpa and I'm Joy. I'm Eugene's second cousin. And she just grabs your hand.
Are you new to the family?
She goes, "Well, I'm at least 18 years old, so no."
Okay, no, we've not met, have we? You're kind of, so have we met? Am I supposed to remember you? You look familiar.
I was at the party.
Oh, no, that's not it. Anyway, hi, Joy. It's lovely to meet you, I think.
Hi. I've got something interesting. Is your friend busy? Because I could borrow both of you. And
sorry, which friend exactly?
Well, she was there a minute ago. Where'd she go?
Oh, no, she's around when you need her. You want the two of us?
Well, no, I mean all of you.
We're not going anywhere, so I'm sure we. Is there something happening? Should we know what's going on? Because I'm a little confused.
I'll explain everything, but I want you all to, rather than explain it and then explain it again and then explain it again, I think having you all in the same space would probably be better. So if we go back to the where we're eating, if you don't mind, I really have something I really want to show you all. It's really cool.
Sure, absolutely. Wow.
She just leads the two of you back to the lounge. Joy bounced in and goes, "See, I told you she'd remember eventually," says Aramis to Letty. She goes, "You should have made sure she was ready to come." Hello, Joy. I see you found Rock and Skier. you going to come and see? Yeah, I'll eat in a minute, Gran. I promise. I have found something interesting. And she pulls out that deck of cards. So, a few days ago, I did a reading, and in it, I saw Rock. Rock has a card in here. And I thought, well, that's interesting. So I did look through the cards today, and I did a reading. And yeah, so this is the only reading I get every day, every time I'm in this house at the moment. And she shuffles the deck, and she deals out 4 cards. One of them is Rock. In black
looks nothing
armor,
like me.
with the icy sword, and underneath it says Knight of Dragons.
You look well cool on that, Rock.
Oh no, you're right. It does look like me.
Yeah, you look well good.
The second one is Skier, rushing to the side with a sun with daggers behind her, and underneath it says Duty.
You got one now as well, look.
What does this mean?
I don't know, but it's well cool.
I don't know. We appeared on some cards before, but I still don't have any idea what it means.
Appeared?
So cool.
Third,
Yeah, they change. It's really
Ashling, standing
there's
with
me.
a box above her and white energy around her. Underneath it, it says Sage of Shadows.
It's pretty cool.
And
Sage. I mean, that's quite a reach.
finally, Eugene is dealt. Standing with his new staff, a cloak billowing behind him, and power as he looks off to one side. And the marker is Keeper. You all have assigned cards in the deck of fates. You're all fate touched.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, basically, there are individuals who draw more from the fates of the world around it, that kind of touch the weave in much more powerful ways, and their footprint changes the world around them. 1 or 2 of you being near each other is big. 4 of you, I think the age is about to change. I've read a lot more about it than I need to. Whatever you do, the Age of Sky is coming to an end.
Oh,
Wait,
shit.
what? What did we do?
I didn't do anything. I didn't touch the weave. I was told not to touch it. I didn't do anything.
So we're trying to stop things falling from the sky.
But Taletta kind of puts her hands up. And, to be fair, that may be what changes. Whatever you... So I see Joy's excitement, and I appreciate that.
It's very excitable, isn't she?
What this means is what we have suspected. Your mission is of paramount importance. The choices you make will shape the beginning of the next age.
Rock is literally going to just knock the drink back that he's handing and put it down. That's it. Not saying a word.
Stop telling us this, to be honest.
Great, no pressure.
We're just little guys.
And you should...
Guys.
And Joy, you would be the best one. No, you absolutely should just do what you need to do because it is the right thing for you to do. You cannot force this, but everybody who has one of these or can access one of these will know your faces.
But the card thing, so everyone who has that deck will... Okay. Is that a good thing, or does that mean it's a bad omen
It just
for them
means
or
that for fate weavers or diviners who use fate weaving decks, you're kind of like a celebrity, I guess.
Oh,
And
cool.
they will be
Oh,
very
fun, fun.
interested in your actions.
So it should be.
Sorry, I have a question. Is this like a this is who we are now, or this is who we will become, or is it like
So I found Ashling's card before, and it was different. The
so they
title
can change?
Sage of Shadow is new. So I don't know if anything has changed, but you have a role now, and you belong to the Suite of Shadows. Rock belongs to the Suite of Dragons. Choices that he has made has assigned him to those entities. At the moment, Skia and Eugene, you're unaligned. You have no suite. You have no house. But that doesn't mean that the houses, the gods and their servants and the seats that they represent are not looking to recruit you. Yeah.
Wow.
So, Keeper's an interesting one, though.
Yeah. Ski is just looking at one of the notes she has on her arm that says like no keeper of the ways, and it just keep looking at Eugene like no, that's gonna stress him out too much if I suggest that.
Wise.
Yeah.
Wise.
Oh, maybe you'll be a shepherd or something. You'll keep a flock of chickens.
Yes, that's what it refers to.
Yeah.
The keeper
Yep.
of the flock of chickens.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the names have changed as well. So, or the titles or whatever you call those things on them. So they may change completely in the next time we see those cards. I don't. But you know what? Doesn't really change anything. We just have to do what we have planned and not let it constantly play on our minds.
Yeah, we're really good at that.
Maybe okay, but maybe we should let it play on our minds a bit.
Yeah, it will. It will.
I mean, like
I could do your reading.
Okay.
Yeah.
What exactly does that involve?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've been
I
putting...
mean, what can you tell us from it?
It's kind of implied. It's guides to your potential path and may give you answers. It's highly subjective, and it will be reflective of the thoughts and feelings that you are holding in yourself. But it is very powerful magic.
Sure, why not?
I'm up for it.
I mean, do you do a reading for all of us, or is it like one by one? Or
I think trying to do one by one at the moment with all of you in the same room is going to be difficult. Not because fate wants you to work together, almost like you're tied together, which is why I keep drawing all four of you.
okay, sure, whatever works. Eugene, are you okay with your cousin doing a reading for us?
Yeah, why wouldn't I be?
I'm just checking. I don't want to force
interests
anyone
and
into
hobbies, haven't you? It's what you do for family, isn't it?
Okay, so whoops, that's
we have
not the right doc, Chris. So
do we have to start chanting or anything?
no,
Yeah, do we
you
all
just
hold
need to.
hands or?
Oh
You
no,
just
you're
need
still
to-
clammy. I'm not.
Work on focus and just think about your journey and where you want to go and what any questions you want to answer. And I will have each of you roll a D100, and then I'll ask you one in turn to give me the number.
So think about any questions you'd like to ask. Does the question, what the fuck is going on, count?
It counts, yeah.
That's just one question.
So we're rolling a d20, yes?
D100.
Oh, d100. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. I'm going to start with Theo and Eugene.
I rolled a 94.
94. Your card comes tumbling back out of the deck, standing proud. A keeper is a messenger of the journey. That you have a long way to go and many paths to cross. And your choices will shape those. And she kind of glances at it. It's almost like your choice hasn't been made yet. You may not stay as this card. Rock.
62.
Ooh, the Three of Swords. The house of the general and the commander comes out. You will lead many to victory or defeat. There is a great battle ahead of you, and you must be prepared for it.
Is there any wiggle room? Oh, never mind.
It may not be a physical battle so much as a philosophical one or an emotional one, but you will have to take the lead and lead others to change what is wrong.
Okay.
Skier, Michelle.
53.
Staves. House of Staves. 3. So that's 5 of staves. Oh, magic moves around you, and you will become a guide for someone who needs greater strength.
Okay.
Cool.
And Aisling.
83.
83. Keeper and key. The key is the unlocking of something important. It is a stone box on a blue velvet background. Weird that. You will open something important, and it will change everything.
Yep.
It's probably cheese.
Do you think? I hope so.
If this seems vague, it is an answer to your own questions, and I hope
It's actually
this
quite
guide
precise.
Actually, it's like it can only get more precise if it actually had my name engraved on the box.
Yeah.
Interestingly, these colours, she says, the keeper and the key, they seem to have moved to the House of Shadow. I don't know what that means. Before they were different.
They're mine now.
Well, that's been quite an experience. Well done, Joy. It's good to see your skills are developing. Perhaps you ought to let our friends have a bit of a moment. Oh yeah, I know I get very excited by all this. Go and
That was
listen
well good. It was really good, Joy. Well done. Thank you.
I think
Yes, and I mean, very, very, very enthusiastic reading. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
And also a lovely name, by the way. It's a beautiful name.
suspects my mum gave it to me. Before
But yes,
she...
I didn't think you picked it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'll go and get something to eat. Sorry if I upset you or was weird at you. Taletta kind of holds up her hand. You did wonderful, darling. Don't worry about it. I'm sure the Chosen have just got a lot on their mind at the moment. And as Aisling said, you did brilliantly.
Yeah, it was well good.
No,
We're
it
not
was really
upset.
fascinating. No, I don't think anyone's upset. I think we're just thinking about all the fantastic stuff you just showed us.
It's very thought-provoking.
Yeah, that.
Well, I need to go back to school tomorrow, but maybe if you travel through again, I can see you again and I can give you a more complete reading once I know more about what's going on.
Cool, done.
Amazing. And she bounces off to the table to kind of help herself to some of the food that you've all been eating. Taletta smiles. She's very gifted, and I think she's going to go far.
She's cool. I like her.
You settle into a much more calm and relaxed rest of the evening. Joy tries to bring a few things up, but I think Taletta kind of discourages her quietly. Sorry, the music stopped again. Rude.
It's all right. It was a very tense moment.
Here you go. I had some very tense music. Rest of the evening is very pleasant, really lovely, a good opportunity to spend a last evening with the Zillmans before you go on your next part of your journey. Eventually, Taletta makes her goodbyes, gives you all a hug. I will be here in the morning. I am not taking you this time. Zadia said that she would like to have a chat with Rebecca directly and just introduce me before I arrive. But I will be in Cloudscairn within a week or so, once I have wrapped up other matters. Please, I will probably be staying in the ambassador's estate or travelling back and forth, but please do let me know where I can come and see you. I've only been
we got a
in
place.
through the...
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, I've only been in through the less official way. So it would be very nice to be able to see where you live and share the city. And you can show me around. I quite like that.
It's not as pristine as Nudoan, but you know, it's an interesting place.
Got better shops in Cloudscairn, though, just going to say.
And a fantastic bakery.
Yeah.
I intend to frequent said bakery quite a lot. She smiles. I bid you good night. And she gives each of you a hug before she heads off, and Eugene a particularly long one. And she just looks at you and goes, I have never been so grateful as to have this chance to connect with you and reconnect with my daughter. You are a very, very special young man, and I love you pieces. She wanders off. Joy, bedtime. But I could bedtime, okay? She gives, okay, goodbye, cuz. And she throws her arms around Eugene. I am really looking forward to hearing all your stories, and I'm related to somebody really important. That's so cool. I can't wait to tell everybody at school. No, Eugene's mission is important. You're to keep your information to yourself. Remember, a good practitioner always keeps a client's information private. Exactly.
I mean, there's plenty of other famous Zillmans you could brag about.
No, you're new and exciting.
Also, you're important. You're important too.
The new and exciting Eugene.
New and improved.
New and improved.
Eugene 2.0.
She enthusiastically says goodbye to you all, and she heads off at the same time Talette does. Aramis and Sadia stay a little longer. Eventually, Sadia starts to doze, and she kind of still not fully recovered, so I should probably go and get a good night's rest. I will see you all tomorrow morning. Don't let them keep you up all night. I'm sure you've got busy things to do when you get back to Klaus Camp.
I'm sure we'll be fine.
We'll be fine. Rock and I are going to drink until the early hours and talk about important things.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't want to be rude, so obviously.
Rock's gonna hate it.
Eventually, things quieten down. I don't know how long everyone stays with Aramis, who seems to have this unwavering zest for life.
Can I ask a question? Does Aisling get sleepy now?
No, that is back. So you can stay up all night if you wish to, with no ill effect. You still need to rest, but
Then she stays up all night. She's not getting sleepy.
cool.
Also, more importantly, the rest of us still need to rest.
Yeah.
Aisling kind of rests. I think she's pretty fucking knackered in the morning
Yeah.
though.
Yeah. I think Skier does a Eugene and falls asleep looking over the report thing she got.
Oh, you nerds.
What does Eugene do?
I think Eugene probably stays up for as long as he can.
Amazing. I think Eugene... I think Aisling probably wanders off because sitting still for a long time, even with people she loves, is difficult.
She needs to go have zoomies somewhere.
Yeah. So Eugene, Aramis and Rock are up till probably about 2 in the morning or so, chatting and going through things. Aramis departs briefly to bring a cloak in to cover Skier in so she's not cold. It is quite late, and you know that Klaus Kern is on a similar time to Nudoam. When Eugene, you get a message. Eugene, my boy, sorry to interrupt you if you are just waking up and you get this as you do. Wanted to check when you're back. Urgent matter just popped up. Let me or Rebecca know. And it's from Tythik.
I think he would just reply straight away and say that actually we're coming back tomorrow.
And you actually get a second message. Perfect. What can you tell us about the Meragon?
Fuck snake.
And that's where we're going to leave today episode.
Oh man.
Well, they're fun.
It's hell.
Thank you so much, everybody. This has been a very lore-heavy episode, but a lot of fun from my perspective. I hope you all enjoyed it too.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
We will be back next week with episode 84 and
Blimey.
the return to Klaus Kern. And some old friends, by the sounds of it.
Woo! So what was that healing potion we got again, sorry?
Told you.
Cool. We have been Some Other Heroes. This has been a lot of fun. Before we go, I just wanted to shout out, and Wayne, I think you've got this connected. Our friend Rooney, who is the absolute amazing mind behind the Starfall podcast, is currently kickstarting the second season. Please, if you can, go along and support everything that they're doing. They're wonderful people. It's a beautiful, beautiful story, and we really, really want to see it get made. Plus, if you're given the right amount of money, you might get some tarot cards designed by yours truly. Could be fun. Yeah. Speaking of tarot cards, exactly, Rooney. Yeah, please just pop along, support them, check them out. They are wonderful people. It's a beautiful story. It's really worth your time. Support small creatives, please.
Yes.
And if you can't afford,
And tall ones.
just if you can't if you can't actually afford to do that, please share it with people that you think would love it. And same with us. Share us with anybody you think would enjoy the show. Next week we're going to start a new story arc. So
Perfect time to jump in.
On. Yeah. I think I will leave it to my wonderful cast members to let you know where you can find them and if they have anything coming up. And we're going to start with Michelle today.
Yes, hello. I don't have anything super cool going on at the moment. I'm just busy with a regular full-time job. But you can find me, Feline Trickster, on social media things. As I say most weeks, I'm terrible at posting stuff on there, but I do try and share stuff in the Discord, like art and stuff. I do. I actually have like a backlog of art that I just need to put up somewhere, so maybe I'll just share it with you there.
Yeah.
Do it. I think it might just be Michelle's catch-up channel.
Yes. But yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.
Thank you so much. Charlie, would you like to go next, please?
All my stuff is at charlievince.com, and there's links to my social media on there too, which is pretty much just Instagram at the moment because everything sucks. And there's been a new book that I've been having the pleasure of working on, which is written by Ben Garrett, and it's all about his true story about his rescue dog from Africa. And yeah, it's one of a series, and it's fully illustrated interior and full color exterior, and that's available to pre-order. So if you
fully illustrated by Charlie Vince.
By moi, of course, yes. And that's available to pre-order. So if you know someone who likes, it's a little kids chapter book. It's cute and has a really funny, lovely story about dogs in it. So that's on my Instagram. And apart from that, it's just hi, mum, love you, mum.
Hi, Charlie's mum. I love the fact that people in the chat now put that as well. It's very.
I know, it's so sweet. Thank you, everyone. Just know that Mum super appreciates it and adores it. Like everyone who says hi.
Oh, we love having her.
Yeah, Charlie's mum is now following us on TikTok. Which happened this week, which is very cool.
She thought it was me when you messaged her saying thanks or hi, Charlie's mum. She thought I'd done it. She was like, "Was this you?" And I was like, "I didn't do shit. I didn't do nothing."
Ollie, would you like to go next, please, and help Theo as well?
Yeah. Oh, bless you.
Neat.
Oh, we won.
Yes, I am Theo, and this is Ollie. And
Hello, Oliver.
Oh.
You could...
Stop it! Too much attention.
That's what you
So
wanted.
rude.
No, it's what he wanted 30 seconds ago.
You can find my work at theoblueillustration.com, and there should be links to other places you can find me on the internet. You can find Ollie usually on my Instagram stories.
Yes.
You got anything coming up, Theo?
No, not immediately.
No book launch in the next couple of months or anything?
I can't talk about it every Sunday for the next 2 months,
Okay.
Wayne. It's so boring for everyone.
I know it's not.
You want to know? Every
No.
week.
I'm
We're all
not
your
bored
hype
with
men.
it. I'm excited by it. Theo's graphic novel is coming out in April, so you can pre-order the link in the chat right now because pre-orders are important and it's super cool and we're very proud.
Maybe we should
Yeah.
each take a turn each week to do the Theo graphic novel announcement.
Yeah,
Fun with that. That's very
A
cool.
different person does it every week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, can I do?
Sure.
I don't have anything to say.
Oh, yeah.
You can have my things.
Yeah, I'll have your thing for a bit.
Perfect. Perfect.
Just for a month.
Wayne.
Hi, everybody. And thank you, everyone, as always, for being here. It really does mean a lot to us. I can be found pretty much all over the internet, but only on my socials, which are created by Wayne, which is where my business is. And I make tutorials and do lots of YouTube stuff. And my course is relaunching in a couple of weeks. So if you use Canva and you want to learn how to uplevel your design skills with something that is a free resource to use, please do have a look at that. It's all under Created by Wayne. And that's pretty much it. So, okay, level bye.
Wonderful, thank you. That just leaves me. I am Chris Mepham RPG, wherever your media is socialed. You can find the link tree in chat at the moment. Mostly operating out of Instagram and still on the Twitter for the moment, just because it's better where we can connect with people. Looking at other avenues at the moment. I'm posting art again. It's crazy. Had a couple of pieces come out this week. Really proud of them. Go and check them out. One of them is a character who may have been mentioned this week.
Oh yeah, and who's
yeah.
the process video was actually commented on by Procreate.
Was
very,
it?
Very
Yeah.
Procreate
I
actually
didn't
commented
spot
it.
that.
That's
Yeah,
It was
like-
on the Twitter side of things, but really exciting.
Oh,
so
it was on Twitter. Shit, I
it's
missed
on
it.
Twitter. Yeah, that's cool. Very
Awesome.
cool.
Congrats.
You can also find at Some Other Heroes in all the same places where I am usually, and sometimes Wayne, and sometimes one of this lot behind what's going on there. We'll keep you guessing. We won't tell you who it is. You'll just have to.
You got to tell from the vibe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't have massive amounts coming up at the moment because I am busy learning a new job, which is very exciting. But as soon as we do have more stuff to talk about, we will let you know. Keep an eye on the
Guys with
socials.
stable incomes.
We will be back next week. Please support our wonderful friends and have an amazing week. Roll dice, tell stories, be lovely to one another. We love you very much.
Love you. Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.